94.9, your laughter station. My name is OLORUNTOBA. Thank you for joining us on the show this brand new week, 12th of February 2024.
And my name is DENIKE Ademwago, and welcome you to the show this morning. As always, we have the front page for you, the Vanguard, the Nation, the Daily Post, and we move on from others.
All right, so we'll kickstart with the Vanguard newspaper today. Higher prices loom as businesses rely more on loans to survive. Borrowings from banks rises 52% to 1.8 trillion naira. Interest payment rate 332.3% to 589.62 billion naira. Those are the riders to that list story on the front page of the Vanguard today. Rain, windy weather condition caused crash. That's according to U.S. authorities. That's talking about the late Herbert Wigwe and Ogumbanjo. Front page of the Vanguard. Tinubu, Obi, Otedola, Access Bank, Mon Wigwe, Ogumbanjo. AFCON final, Elephant, champions of Africa, beat Super Eagles 2-1. That's on the sports side of the Vanguard today. Reform, Edo will save Nigeria $40 billion spent on medical tourism, says Obaseki. And still on Edo Guba, Benin Chief, Ikimi, Senators, and also Chairman emerge PDP delegate. LP aspirant form alliance to secure tickets. That's the rider to that story. Harsh economic condition pushing Nigerians to crime, says Afebola. And finally, Nigeria needs spiritual help to solve its challenges, says Adeboye.
All right, from the Punch newspaper, AFCON, you showed great resilience. Tinubu hails Eagles. NDLEA arrests terrorist supplier, intercept 7.6 tons of illicit drugs. Ensure transparency in federal government grain distribution. LP, PDP. Discos overbilled 7.1 million customers in 9 months, according to the federal government. And some more stories as Eagles clinch silver as Cote d'Ivoire win AFCON. Nigeria facing worsening economic crisis, says IMF. That's on the business side of things. Nigeria to become food exporter through mechanized farming, Tinubu. And to the major one, heartbroken Nigerians mourn Wigwe. Nigeria's predicaments not solely political. Adeboye. We'll take some more stories from the Punch before we move to another one. Consumers lament high cost of food in Anambra. And finally, Abuja residents decry rise in drug prices.
All right, let's go to the Guardian now. Exiting oil companies pollute Niger Delta with 36.1 million litres of crude oil in 8 years. You can see the chart there on the front page of the Guardian today. WHO predicts global shortage of 10 million health workers. U.S. begins investigation into crash as Access Holdings scouts for Wigwe's replacement. Serap sues Akpabio Abbas over 344.85 billion National Assembly budget. Hardship, states in Nigeria risk total collapse amid rising hunger, unemployment, Japa syndrome, says report. Anglican Church, Afebola tasked Tinubu on fiscal policy. That's also on the front page of the Guardian today. APC aspirants suspend participation in Edo Guba primaries, front page of the Guardian. And finally, Tinubu berates ASU others for criticizing student loan scheme, says no going back on the scheme.
The Nation newspaper, Tinubu, CBN, Access Holdings pay tributes. Northern elders to discuss economic security agenda with federal government. Why Nigerian universities must embark on solution-driven researches by President Tinubu. Food security will become a net exporter of food, says Tinubu. Some more stories from the Nation newspaper, and this one says, all right, just take this one. Sanwo-Olu to launch trader money. Some more stories says why development in Niger Delta is slow by NDDC board. Security beef up in Kano for First Lady's visit. Akpabio to Ino. Don't listen to those fanning embers of division. And lawmakers leads constituents. Lagos seeks cooperation for data collection. Nigerians should promote friendship. And finally, MDA circumvert constitution, financial regulations, says OAUGF.
All right, to the Daily Post now. Benue under siege has herdsmen kill over 500 in Agatu, Otokpo local government area. Front page of the Daily Post. Anambra 2025, Soludo faces tough hurdle ahead second term bid. Edo Guba, 9 aggrieved PDP aspirant threaten legal action against their party. Kano agency bust warehouses hoarding food items worth billions of naira. Wigwe, U.S. authorities give reason for helicopter crash. Anambra community disowns women who attempted to sell 2 sons for 1.8 million naira. Insecurity, Zamfara government bans sale of fuel in jerry cans, bread on motorcycles. That's it from the Daily Post today.
And from the Premium Times newspaper, editorial, ECOWAS and the burden of the Sahelian contagion. And away from that, Habet Wigwe, the visionary who co-built Nigeria's biggest leaders and biggest lender, I beg your pardon. How Nigerians are helping to build the Ivorian economy. That's an interview from the Premium Times. And this one says, golden moments, 3 legendary Nigerian players in AFCON finals. Mbaka's allegation of clerics performing fake miracles in Nnamdi Kanu's resumed trial. Other top stories from Southeast out of the Premium Times paper. Nigeria will become net exporter of food. Tinubu, student loan, be constructive in your criticism. Tinubu tells varsity teachers. And UTME 2024 court convicts CBT center owner for registration infractions. Edo APC clears 12 governorship aspirants, governorship primaries. Atiku, Okonje Iweala, Kiyamo, others. Mourn Wigwe, Ogubanjo, others. Probe Nigeria's indebtedness. Afe Babalola urges Tinubu. Minimum wage. APC chieftain wants federal government to avoid arbitrary increment. Navy intercepts vessel with stolen crude. Arrest 11 on board. And police launch manhunt for kidnappers of Ondo travelers.
All right, let's go to the Daily Trust now. Cost of living, pray, repent. Sultan urges Nigerians. Front page of the Daily Trust today. Federal workers in 90 MDAs, that's ministries, departments and agencies, yet to get January salaries. That's a very sad one on the front page of the Daily Trust today. Forex crisis, Hajj registration below 50% as payment closes today. 1,600 kids born monthly in Anambra State. That's according to Soludo. Ekiti, I plan to commit suicide if my grandchildren weren't released. That's the grandmother of those children that were abducted a few weeks ago. Nigeria needs urgent spiritual help, says Pastor Adeboye. Injured security officers given houses, cash in Yobe by the state government. Front page of the Daily Trust today. We'll take a quick commercial break now. When we get back, it will be time for us to dive into the analysis of the stories. Do stay with us.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM, 94.9, the antidote to depression. Stay tuned to 32 FM, 94.9.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, torn uniforms and dirty shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
Get in on the action with Betano, your exciting destination for sports betting. Enjoy an award-winning experience with amazing betting options, cash outs and missions, as well as other features. Join now and get a welcome bonus of up to 200,000 naira. Betano.ng, the game starts now.
bó ṣe ń wọ̀ mí yìí mo jẹ́ kan nínú àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ jẹun dáadáa. Ìdí tó fi jẹ́ wípé tí mo bá fẹ́ jẹun, ọ̀pọ̀ nǹkan tó dáa ni mo máa ń fi sínú ẹ̀ fún àsáró mi lẹ́yìn tí mo bá fẹja sí i. Màá fàlùbọ́sà, tàtàṣé àti úgú ṣẹ̀jọ́ ẹ̀. Màá wá fi kóró náà tá a jẹ́ kó sọkútù wọ̀wọ̀ sí i fádùn tó gbámúṣé. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi, ìgbé ayé tó dáa ni téèyàn bá jẹun tó dáa.
Ṣẹjọ́ gbogbo oúnjẹ rẹ pẹ̀lú ojúlówó ewébẹ̀. Wọ́n fi kóró náà dára sí i fún adùn tó gbámúṣé yẹn. Lónìí, jẹun tó dáa.
When it's Valentine's season, everyone says love is in the air.
I love you. Love you. Love you.
But with Access Bank, you know where else love is. It's in the couple's dinner we get to organize for you. It's in the loans, so you never run out of funds. It's in the places you go, especially in your car, financed by Access. It's in the assurance that you get from our insurance package. It's an Access More app, because there's always more to help you manage your finances.
Yes, it's the season of more with Access Bank. There is something for everyone. Simply visit www.accessbankplc.com/Valentine to access amazing offers now. Access, more than banking.
Every day when my children return from school, I don't recognize them. Hello, do I know you?
It's us, mommy.
But these dirty, sweaty uniforms and socks were clean in the morning. Everything don't transform. I understand though. School is hectic. It takes energy to come home this transformed. So I make sure they have some nutritious Milo at breakfast.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Ó yá kúrò ń bẹ̀ fọkàn mi jọ. Ọkùnrin mẹ́ta. Lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ kò sọkọ mọ́. Alálùbáríkà ọkọ. Táwọn sì sí mi ń wá tí wọ́n ń ṣùrùbò. Ṣùgbọ́n wọn ò lè débẹ̀ láíláí.
Ìyàwó mi tí ò lápọn oníwà tútù bí àdàbà. Àpọ́nbépo rẹ̀. Orí ń tè mí.
Ìfẹ́ dùn, ó lárinrin. Bí ìfẹ́ bá ṣe ń dàgbà sí láàrin olólùfẹ́ méjì, òun náà ni adùn rẹ̀ máa ń jáde sí. Ìkànnì Fẹ́yẹn 32 FM 94.9 ló ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àǹfààní bàǹtàbàǹtà fún àwọn olólùfẹ́ alákànṣe àrà ọ̀tọ̀ pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ 11th House Hotel and Suites, Henry Rehoboth Global Ventures, Vine Gifts àti Sweet Saints. Tó àpèjẹ olólùfẹ́ yìí, òní ò jẹ́ mọ́nìgbàgbé fáwọn olólùfẹ́ lọ́jọ́ àyájọ́ olólùfẹ́ níbi tí ẹ ti láǹfààní sóúnjẹ àjẹyìrà, orin kíkọ, ijó jíjó, ìlù lílù, eré ayò, ẹ̀rín àríntàkìtì àti onírúurú àwọn nǹkan gbádùn lọ́jọ́ tàwí yìí pẹ̀lú ogún ẹgbẹ̀rún péré 20,000 naira per couple lọ́jọ́ kẹrìnlá oṣù kejì ọdún 2024 nílé ìtura 11th House Hotel and Suites number 23 Baálẹ̀ Akíntayọ̀ Street Jericho GRA Ìbàdàn Ọ̀yọ́ State. Ó ṣàyẹ̀yìn tá a bá pè nǹkan ní premium ó túmọ̀ sí pé èèyàn péréte là ń retí. Torí ìdí èyí tètè wá gba tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì rẹ̀ ní àjàkẹ́rin Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. Fún àlàyé kíkún ẹ pè Arámidé sórí 0704-426-3290 oyin 0813-125-1915. Àǹfààní ńlá rèé fún àwa olólùfẹ́ láti gbádùn àyájọ́ olólùfẹ́ yìí lára ọ̀tọ̀.
Ẹbí wojú mi, ojú mà lọ́rọ̀ wà.
Láti ṣe oúnjẹ tó dáa máa ń múnú mi dùn. Ìdí tó fi jẹ́ wípé nígbàkúùgbà tí n bá ń ṣe oúnjẹ, mo máa ń fi kóró náà dára sí i. Fún ẹ̀fọ́ sí, úgú o, tàtàṣé o, ṣọ̀mbọ̀ o, àlùbọ́sà. Kò sí ohun tí mo kì í fi sí tán. Ìdí táwọn ọmọ mi ṣe ń gbádùn oúnjẹ mi nìyẹn.
Mami mi ò yọ mo fẹ́.
Ṣé rí ṣètò gbogbo oúnjẹ rẹ pẹ̀lú ojúlówó ewébẹ̀. Wá fi kóró náà dára sí i fún adùn tó gbámúṣé yẹn. Lónìí, jẹun tó dáa.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM 94.9, the antidote to depression.
Welcome back to the Break of Dawn Papers Review, 32 FM 94.9. It's 45 minutes gone past 6 a.m. and it's time to dive into the analysis and the stories. For that, we have Mr. Femi Olukule in the studio. Good morning, Mr. Femi.
Thank you very much, Denike. Toba, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Femi. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. All right, we start off with the highlight yesterday. AFCON 2023. A lot of Nigerians had their hopes so high up, but unfortunately we lost to Ivory Coast 2-1. Do you think that this in any way, because it seems like a lot of people were looking forward to this win, that okay, even if we don't have this, at least we'll have a win to distract us from the current situation and reality in the country?
Well, whatever will happen, will happen. The boys tried. They really tried. They proved their methods, and it just happened that it went the way it went. So not that the boys were not serious with the assignment that Nigerians gave to them. When two people are contesting, certainly one will win, while the other will not win. So, and that's exactly what happened at the field yesterday. But by and large, we just thank God for what happened. We thank God for the lives of the boys. They really, really tried. I judge the President Tinubu to say that yes, they proved their mettle, and let's leave the rest to history. And another time, we will have a better luck.
Hopefully. Okay, let's move on to other stories now. Speaking of the president, he was represented at the convocation ceremony of Federal University of Ekiti at the weekend. He was represented by the Deputy Senate President, and he talked about the student loan scheme. They said that the portal will go live in February, I think the 21st of this month or thereabout, and there have been different, reactions to that student loan initiative since it was announced. In fact, since it was debated on the floor of the House of Representatives, because it was an initiative of the former Speaker, who is now the Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, also had raised reservations about some of the issues in there is going to be implemented. But now the President is saying, look, be constructive in your criticisms of the student loan scheme, and we expect you, even if you do not agree in its entirety with how it's going to be implemented, we expect you to come up with better suggestions or better ways that we can have the best student loan scheme to help those who might not be able to afford university education, or those who might not be able to acquire skills as well, because it's been expanded beyond the shores of tertiary institutions in the country. What do you make of the President's statement that no going back on the scheme?
I agree with the President. There should be no going back on that scheme. That scheme was given birth to in order to save the students or their parents from the agony they pass through in order to get educated at that level. However, I also give kudos to the President, because we have said it in this studio that he has widened the dragnet so that it will catch people who are not within the four walls of tertiary institutions or institutions generally. Those who are learning one trade or the other, one craft or the other. It is a welcome development.
But Asu had said that the burden of paying back the loan in a country where unemployment is high is one of the reasons that say are against this loan. They say instead of you loaning students this money, you should convert the 50 billion that's been budgeted for the scheme into grants for universities.
Yes, Asu is right. We have said this one before. You see, it appears that we are specialists in the area of treating the effect and not the cause. We leave the substance and we chase the shadow.
But it's also not fighting for itself too, because who's going to get the grants in universities?
No, the grant will go to the students. It is not to the universities. However, my worry is that when government loans these students this money, when they get out, is there any guarantee that immediately they get out, they get money, they get job through which they'll be able to pay back this loan, so that we will ensure its continuity? That is the problem. So I see it the way ASU has seen it, and for the President to be saying that ASU should
be constructive.
Yes, we should be constructive. That ASU should lend the President the sense to reconstruct it. I disagree. That is why the President has so many people, a retinue of staff with him. They are being paid humongously to think. So they must be the one to do the work for the President and not ASU. So if they cannot do this simple one for the President, why are they there? So I don't believe that the President must be telling ASU, oh yeah, bring your own suggestion. let the people who have given birth to this project, let them think constructively. Any gray area, let them remove it and do it very well. Because I don't know how the students are going to pay back without the guarantee that they are going to get job when they leave universities.
All right, the Punch newspaper, this one says, ensure transparency in federal government grain distribution. This is from the LP and the PDP. The federal government has promised to release 102,000 metric tons of assorted grains as a short-term measure to address the food crisis in the country. And they're urging the Bola Tinubu-led administration to redeem itself by following through on its promises. I think we can all say that one of the major fears here is going the way of the COVID palliative. Even if these assorted grains are released, how sure are we? We do not have the data. We've been going round and round in circles about census. How do we know who gets what and when? And also, at the end of the day, let's just start from there.
Aside from the fact that we know that this is a fire brigade approach to the hunger that is
right, it doesn't solve the problem long term.
That is dealing with us in this country. It's a fire brigade approach to it because it can never solve the problem. We are just scratching it in the surface. However, I share the concern of those parties, LP and the PDP. Did you say that they queried the president the modality for sharing this fire brigade approach of a thing? Now, we cannot continue to do the things in the same way and expect better results. However, I know that these people will soon start sharing this thing along party lines. They will want to say that it is our party that is in power. Then we must have the lion share of this thing. So it is so good that those ones are shouting. I mean, the two parties are shouting now that, okay, we want to see how you are going to do it, but we want you to be transparent.
Exactly. I wanted to say, should there not be a transparent, open implementation and execution plan for us to see?
You can just trust politicians. I cannot see any transparency in this. They have done it before. There was no transparency, and let us expect them doing the same thing. But it is better if they don't do it that way. Let there be transparency, because you mentioned data. We don't have data. We don't have the wherewithal by which we are going to share anything in this country. No data to work with. So it is good that they shouted, and let us see whether the president himself will not allow these people to truncate his intention.
Okay, let's go to the Daily Trust now. I mean, we can't say enough about the current problems that Nigerians are facing, or Nigeria is facing. I don't even want to say current. I mean, the problems have persisted for many years. Maybe they've just been getting worse, year on year. So the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Adeboye, at the weekend also, gave his 2 cents concerning Nigeria's problems. He says, our problems right now require spiritual solution. He was in Kaduna to pray for the people and give them hope. He expressed confidence that the problems that seem to have persisted will be over sooner than later with spiritual help. I mean, a lot has been said about developed countries, how they tackle their problems, that you don't necessarily have to be seeking divine intervention. But does it look like our problems have gotten out of hand now, that the only way out is to seek divine help?
With due respect to Papa Adeboye, I disagree with him. There is a psalm in the Bible that says that heaven is God's, and God has given the earth to children of men. So the administration of the earth belongs to the men, the children of men, and the way we do it is our business. Now, God has blessed this country tremendously, but God is not responsible for the mismanagement of everything that He has given us. It is we by ourselves, and it is we that must find solution to this problem. We know where the solutions are, but we deliberately refuse to go to where the solutions are. One, we know that we should be stringent with the thieves who steal Nigeria's wealth. We know that we should make laws that will kill them. We've been saying it. Now, we know that when we even send them to jail, we will be spending on them. We'll be feeding them, clothing them. anyone that steals Nigeria's money should go and meet God. Then number 2, we know those who siphoned money illegally in the name under the guise of a subsidy. We have not done anything. They are gallivanting all over the place. We know some of those people that steal crude oil. All we hear is that the military personnel, they destroyed the vessel. But those, even when they say they catch some people, we don't know what happens to those they catch. So we know that the terrorists must be smoked out from where they are and we should send them to where they belong to. We know that kidnappers should also be dealt with summarily. So we have left what we should do undone, and we don't expect God to come down and do all these things for us, because God was not part of the creation of all these problems that we have found ourselves in. Therefore, we don't need to call God to come and solve the problem for us. In India, in America, in UK, in Australia, in all those countries, in China, they have not invited God. They manufactured the template with which they dealt with people, the leftists in their societies. So we should manufacture a template with which we are going to deal with these leftists, so that we may have peace in this country.
All right, Nigeria facing worsening economic crisis according to the IMF, and they are saying that some of the things that have stalled per capita growth is poverty, high food insecurity, and all of that has exacerbated the ongoing cost of living crisis in Nigeria. And the report is coming amidst all of the issues we're having: inflation, weak economic growth, and all of that. And also, we're currently owing the IMF about $2.8 billion. And in the 2024 budget, we plan to spend about 8.2 trillion naira on debt servicing. In all of this, it just feels like tell us something we do not know. We know that the economy is growing worse and all of that.
Yeah, I agree with you. IMF is telling us what we know, and we don't need IMF to put salt on our injury. Now, IMF, World Bank, they are always giving us, they are always dangling baits before our leaders. Come and borrow money. And they borrow money, they put a noose around our neck, and they pull it, and we all feel the pains. So IMF should not tell us, because IMF does not, it appear to me, I believe IMF, World Bank, they don't want us to live normally. They want to tie us to their aprons, and they look for some kleptomaniacs who are ready to steal anything, who are ready to borrow money and steal. Just last week, we were talking about 3.4 billion that was borrowed from I think World Bank. $3.4 billion that were borrowed during the last administration of Muhammadu Buhari, and we have not seen what they did with it, and we are going to be servicing that debt. So to IMF, to World Bank, they welcome that kind of irresponsibility from any country that chooses to be irresponsible. However, we know that we are owing. We know that life is miserable. We know that we are not comfortable. We know that we are suffering. We know that we are being beaten by severe hunger. So, if they can, which I don't even expect them to solve our problems, we should look inwards for the solutions of our problems. And we have been calling on the government to solve this problem for us, arrest people who have put us in this unfortunate situation that we are now. Arrest them, deal with them summarily. That is what we are saying. Not that you'll be treating them with kid gloves. And aside from that, most of these people, they know some people in government, and most of them, they are friends of people in government, if they are not even in government. And that is why it is becoming difficult for government to do it. And President Bola Tinubu should stop playing politics with the fate of over 200 million Nigerians, because we are suffering. Right. We are very, very hungry.
Well, we need to go on another break now. When we get back, we'll time for you to be a part of the conversation via the phone lines and our Facebook page. Don't go away.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Stay tuned to 32 FM 94.9.
Get in on the action with Betano, your exciting destination for sports betting. Enjoy an award-winning experience with amazing betting options, cash outs and missions, as well as other features. Join now and get a welcome bonus of up to 200,000 naira. Betano.ng, the game starts now.
Láti ṣe oúnjẹ tó dáa máa ń múnú mi dùn. Ìdí tó fi jẹ́ wípé nígbàkúùgbà tí n bá ń ṣe oúnjẹ, mo máa ń fi hóró náà dára sí. Fún ẹ̀fọ́ sí, ugu o, tàtàṣé o, ṣọ̀mbọ̀ o, àlùbọ́sà. Kò sí ohun tí mo kì í fi sí tán. Ìdí táwọn ọmọ mi ṣe ń gbádùn oúnjẹ mi nìyẹn.
Mami, mi ò yọ mo fẹ́.
Ṣẹ́ẹ̀rí ṣètò gbogbo oúnjẹ rẹ pẹ̀lú ojúlówó ewébẹ̀. Wá fi kóró náà dára sí fún adùn tó gbámúṣé yẹn. Lónìí, jẹun tó dáa.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right, the Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023.
Mr. Teacher, please, what happens when children come to school? How is it that they leave home very neat and return looking so different?
Non-stop action, ma. All the learning and sports burn energy. So those sweat stains, torn uniforms and dirty shoes, they show that your kid has been very active.
Now, wow.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo. You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Thank you for staying with us. 0705 5000 949 and 0809 7000 949. The Break of Dawn Papers Review, 32 FM 94.9. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. I'm greeting that family looking in that place as well as you, Nick, as well as you, Miss OLORUNTOBA Yusuf. I am Zikoluwafemi, my name. I first and foremost comment that family locally. And the Mr. Yusuf earlier said something. The problem, I'm going to you say, now today, the problem has been, whosoever they assume to be the president, they will be fumbling, they will be solution. At the end of the day, they will still defacilitated the situation. You see, IMF, you know, we tell you what about that one people, that is the IMF for you. They are the one dictating for us. When they give us loan, they will be telling us this is how you can service the debt by rising your taxes, direct and indirect, as well as increasing your import and export duty charges here and there. So you see, they are mocking what they cost to us. That's how life will do. And President Tinubu telling us that we be an exporter of goods and services, consumable goods and services in this particular country we are. When we are crying and dying now, when you are telling us the unimplemented policy. We want implemented policy now. President won. Or take action to what the situation we are. It's uncomfortable. And it's going to finish my name. Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0705 5000 949 and 0809 7000 949. We have a call and then we'll take some reactions on Facebook. Hello, good morning.
DENIKE, good morning.
Good morning.
Toba, good morning. Elder Lukunle, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. This is okay. First, I actually looked at the president's speech telling us to offer constructive criticism. Probably they said what he did not want to hear. Because I actually believe they proffered a solution. Let's convert this loans you say you want to give to the students to this side. That is actually a solution that would have worked. So saying they did not give constructive, probably he was expecting them to say something else. That's why he said that. And there is something we must take note of. In Nigeria, our own industry is religion. Other people, God will not do what you and I we are supposed to do until we start doing the right thing. We are not going anywhere. And Elder Olukunle, who are the people that will put these laws that will say, okay, kill them if they steal? Is it not the same set of people that are doing the same thing? Good morning. It's okay.
All right, thank you very much. Some comments on Facebook.
Balkis Onodiro says, I'm glad that Nigeria didn't win the AFCON as it has brought attention to the stark reality we face, especially or particularly exorbitant prices of everyday food items. It's time to confront the current hardship of the unbearable economy in Nigeria, coupled with the alarming increase in kidnapping and removal of fuel subsidy without adequate measure to cushion its impact.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is John Abariwaju calling from Ajo. On the issue of loan that ASU is talking about to confine to the grant, I think I'm in support with the ASU. If you want to give the student loan, unless you have already provided the job for them, that after they have graduated, so the job is there for them. Look at some graduates that have graduated. Where is the job for them now? I think what ASU is talking about, the federal government, if truly they love the student and they love this country, they need to consider it, not that they should tell ASU that they should come with the constructive criticism. That's not the point. And therefore, speech of Baba Adeboye, with due respect to Baba Adeboye, I'm agreeing with the analyst. I think if you are going into the election, we consult God that God choose for us. But at the end of the day, many of you people, we collecting money. We go and vote for the whom you have collected money from. At the end of the day, you will call me God. This is not the issue of calling God. God has given us the wisdom. So he has given us everything. Look at developed country. The developed country based on the understanding, the knowledge, and the wisdom that God imparted in them. Let us use it. And this is the time for the people like Baba Adeboye and others to be talking truth to the power, to those that used to come to them when they were sitting for the post-election. So they need to tell the truth to them. Come out and tell the truth to them. That's another top of the clarity too. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you. Raja Fiz Abidemi says, Morning to DENIKE and the analyst in the studio. On the issue of the statement credited to IMF, same IMF that advised Tinubu to remove fuel subsidy and also to devalue the Naira. African leaders should stop doing follow with this foreign body and they should design their own policy. The hardship is getting worse every day. God bless Nigeria.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is Bingamari calling from Apata. I want to disagree with the analyst that what Abadeboye said, that if you don't need prayer, you tackle the government we have in this country. See, in this country, so we have the military to tackle security. Fine. And we need prayer to back them up. If they're going to war, of course, you have to pray for them. That's the spirituality aspect of it. Even when Moses was trying to lead the people of Israel towards the Red Sea, when he got to the Red Sea and he couldn't move, what did he do? He cried unto God. That's spirituality. And God asked him to stretch his rod, and he parted. So I think if you can pray along with our security personnel, that God will see them and give them the will with the knowledge to ensure that we stay through this security problem. So I think I agree that with Brother Adeboye. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I just want to say, is it that same God that said thou shalt not steal, and people are stealing, and is the one we are asking to come and arrest the thieves for us? We will stay there for too long.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. We can hear you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, go ahead.
From US.
Okay.
For those that are shouting God, I've already been saying it. There's nothing that concerns God with their problem. The only thing that concerns God is if there's no rain, there's no sun, we are sick, natural things. But God has given us and He's giving us all these things. If we are now voting without sense, that does not concern God. This is not the time to be electing people like this into power. I'm telling you. That's how the best of today.
Thank you. Yorinde Dawatala says the student loan scheme is a great initiative and its expansion to accommodate trade and skill acquisition is commendable. We must see it that way. Rather, we are busy pulling the initiative down by thinking that how will the payback be made if the student find no job after graduation? That is pessimistic of those who think that way. Do you think Nigeria will continue this way eternally? We're optimistic that very soon Nigerians will start creating jobs even while they're still in school and not waiting with a prepared CV searching for employment. Let us be positive in our thinking for once. There is no award for the best Tinubu critic.
All right, 0705 5949 before we leave the studio. Mr. Femi, I think we should quickly touch on this one. There's a report out of the Punch that says discos overbilled 7.1 million customers in 9 months, according to the federal government. There's a breakdown in this particular page of Eco Disco overbilling 371,000 customers. Ibadan Discos made 333 point something million naira from overbilling over 143 customers and all of that. And these are unmetered people. We came up with a solution, meter the customers so that they can at least, you know how much they're buying, you know how much they're using. It's more cost effective. But for some reason, there's still a lot of unmetered people. And this is still causing the problem of, they bring a bill and you have 100,000 naira in excess. So you're saying, how much did I use and all of that?
Well, I don't think it should surprise anybody. That is the signature of a disco. I remember when I was living in an area in Ibadan here, prepaid meter got spoiled, and these people started giving us estimated bill. And one of those days, their staff, who were tricked by one of my colleagues with whom we were living in that apartment, vomited a secret that they just told them that go to that area and get 29 million rather, like 29 million in. You know, that is the way they've been doing their thing, and it's not surprising at all.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Deborah from Ibadan.
All right.
Concerning the student loan, when government wants to give money to their allies and to their colleagues, they will not tell them to refund the money. It's only when they want to give it to citizens that they will discuss to refund the money. They don't have the fear of God and they don't have the interest of this country. May God heal this land.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, it's time for us to go. Wrapping up your thoughts.
So I just give kudos to those who expose them. We have always known that they cheat us, but it has been made official now. Then we want to see what they are going to do for this act of stealing from the pauperized people of this country. We want to see what government is going to do to them.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Femi Olukunle, for your analysis this morning. Thank you, dear listener, for staying tuned to the Break of Dawn. It returns tomorrow, same time, from 6:30 a.m. I am DENIKE Ademoago.
And I am OLORUNTOBA Yusuf. Thank you for listening. The Smart Kids Show is up next.